This is TomSlickTV.com.
Are you ready?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You ready?
The naked truth.
You can't handle
The naked truth.
Welcome. For those who don't know, I am Elder Mmoja Ajabut, your host for After Naked Truth. This program is designed to strip the clothes off of well-dressed lies. And there's a bunch of well-dressed lies running. And we're going to get into some well-dressed lies. But because we're taking the clothes off of those well-dressed lies, this show is X-rated. It's X-rated because the truth will not have on any clothes. I am unbought, unbossed, unafraid, truly unleashed to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. You ready? I want to go into, and you see my title, Race Traders or Race Representatives. What are they? If you've been following the news, you know that there's been a push by some Republican Jews to get members of the Congressional Black Caucus to denounce Minister Louis Farrakhan. And they've been successful. I got the final call, the latest, and it deals with that. And I want to share that with you and have some comment. And my comments are going to be toward those Congressional Black Caucus members, Minister Louis Farrakhan, you, and me. It's time for us to pull this thing together. In this article it says, apparently, Jewish concerns even outrank party loyalties when you talk about the Democrats, because all of these Congressional Black Caucus members are Democrats. It says that their loyalties are naked attempts to hurt blacks inside the Democratic Party. So powerful are the Jewish Republicans that not only do they keep Republicans in line, they also have enough juice to force blacks to stay in line too. And so they're using Minister Farrakhan as a measuring stick to see if they cannot get black politicians to denounce him, which they'll say, okay, if we can get them to denounce Minister Farrakhan, then we know that they are with white supremacists. It's the same way, and y'all don't know this more than likely, but it's the same way that the Roman army used pork when it was fighting the Jews. It said, if I can get them Jews, my goodness, excuse me again, if I can get those Jews to eat that pork, then I can get them to help us in sustaining and maintaining white supremacy. Did y'all hear me? There's the Republic. Wow, something is going on right here. There's the Republican Jewish Committee, and they have a mantra: defend Israel at all costs. They don't care what Israel does, good, bad, ugly. They're going to defend Israel. And they're telling black people, who are elected to Congress that if you want to continue to get money from Jews, then you will defend Israel at all costs also. And you would defend them at all costs and speak badly of Minister Farrakhan if you want our money. That is unfortunate. And it's unfortunate because these black people will betray black people. Thank you. Yeah, excuse me, but it seems like an allergy is jumping up here. And some Jews, they putting that dust in there and running that chemical warfare because they don't want the brother to say what he's got to say. But I'm going to say it. And I'm concerned because they have gone after Representatives Andre Carson, Maxine Waters of California, Keith Ellison of Minnesota, Danny Davis of Illinois, Al Green of Texas, Barbara Lee of California, Gregory Meeks of New York, and all of them have been demanded by the Jews to denounce Minister Farrakhan. Tamika, you can't hear me? Is it you can't hear me? Let me know. Let me try it again. It might be because I'm trying to deal with this this allergy. But let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if it's good. The issue is that these people will sell out our people because other people give them money. Paul Bateman, can you hear me well? I need for somebody to tell me that my audio is good. Andre Carson went on Fox 59 News here in Indianapolis, and he said the following: maybe it is the Republican Jewish Committee's protect Israel at all costs mantra that fits with the politics of these black congressmen. Not really. Representative Andre Carson of Indiana, who was called out by the RJC, conducted a TV interview on Fox 59 here in Indianapolis. During the March 9th broadcast, Representative Carson admitted to meeting with the minister to discuss important issues. What about the RJC's demand he stepped down? Andre replied, that organization doesn't have any credibility with me. I know they have a political agenda. The Congressional Black Caucus is asking that organization to condemn Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government for discriminating against Africans who are migrating, who are fleeing dictatorships, who are fleeing oppression. There's a great deal of bigotry and racism happening right now that they fail to condemn. Thank you, Paul. That's an interesting position that Andre would take. And the minister, Leonard, his financial guy, big supporter, has said that the minister is going to pull off the gloves. He says the black congressional representatives, black politicians, and black leaders have had the luxury of the minister turning the other cheek when they did these kinds of things. These people have denounced, all that I've stated, have denounced Minister Farrakhan except for Andre. And Minister Farrakhan, I know that you were good friends with Andre's grandmother, Julia Carson. I saw you out there at Eastern Star. You spoke at her funeral. When you came here to speak, you spoke about your support for Andre. And love for a person, Andre, is good. But can you separate that from his policies? I'm telling you, I'm unbought, unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. Why am I taking Andre Carson to task? And why, Minister Farrakhan, am I questioning your continued support for him? You say that they have been benefiting from you turning the other cheek. I'm saying that it's time to stop turning the other cheek. And you say that they need to make choices based on right and wrong, not just doing something what some other interest group tells them to do. I'm saying that we all need to stand on the truth and not party affiliation. That's the reason why I like Bill Benjamin for sure. He shows me he's going to stand on the truth. He's got the nerve to call out the conditions in the Marion County Sheriff or the Marion County Jail. And he's worthy of our support. But I question our support for Andre Carson. And every time that Andre has ran, I'm telling you, I voted for him. And I shared with you previously that when his grandmother died and the seat that she held in Congress was open, and Caroline Mays and I can't call his name now, a number of people that wanted to run against him, I went and talked to them and asked them to stand down. Let Andre serve out the rest of Julia's term. And they did. But I'm concerned that Andre is talking about the Jews, and Andre has not voted against any legislation that was anti-Jew. In fact, he's always voted for Jewish legislation. And them Jews are over there in Palestine, starving people, them took their land, them relegated them into a small piece of land, a reservation. But what I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about what Andre has done to us. Andre sponsored legislation to starve innocent men, women, and children in Zimbabwe. You know, that's on the southern coast of Africa. That's just north of South Africa. Andre sponsored legislation at the behest of them Jews and them white folks, them white supremacists, to starve people that look like me and you and him. And Minister Farrakhan, if you're going to take off the gloves, if you're going to quit turning the other cheeks, then you need to call Andre out. Not to hurt him, but to stop him from hurting our people. I'm telling you, I'm unbought, unbossed, and unafraid, unleashed to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. If you can't stand the truth, this is going to be a rough ride. Buckle up. You might get thrown out of the vehicle. Buckle up. Because I'm going to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But people would talk, well, Ajabut, that's international. Yeah, y'all saw Black Panther. Y'all saw it. Y'all went there and still going. And you saw how that movie actually was black on black violence, because the brother from the continent, from America, wanted the brother from the continent to give him the power to stop the oppression that we experience right here in America. And so we fought each other in that movie. And that's the reason why I don't like that movie. I gave a lot of black people opportunity to promote their careers, but I don't like that movie because it's black on black violence, and it's us fighting each other to help white people. It's time to stop that. And I'm telling you, tomorrow at the forum, we're going to start getting qualified for that set aside. But let me not digress. Let me keep going. And I've talked about how Andre has supported a white woman who has accused me of stalking her because I asked if Congress had paid a woman to be quiet about Andre acting inappropriately. And I'm saying, Minister Farrakhan, out of your love for Andre and his grandmother, would you support, or do you support, his position that got Emmett Till killed? And is assassinating my character. I told you about how the judge was very supportive of Andre's staff member. This is the transcript of the hearing that was held without me being present. In this transcript, the judge asked Heather Harvey, Andre's veteran staff member, she says, did Mr. Ajabut ever threaten you? Ms. Harvey says, not verbally, no, but he does get aggressive. What? So you believe he's stalking you? That's what the judge asked her. Her reply, are you ready for this? If I can get these pages to turn. Her reply, no. Again, the judge asked her, is Mr. Ajabut stalking you? Ms. Harvey said no. The court said it has to be yes, or I can't give you a protective order. What? And so Ms. Harvey says, oh, I'm sorry. The court says in order to get, Ms. Harvey says, yes, he's stalking me. The court is telling her to lie under oath. This is the court record. And she's doing that as a representative of Andre Carson. Brother Minister, are we going to stand on the truth? Are we going to stand on what's right? Andre is not standing on the truth. I ain't stalked that woman. I don't stalk women. I don't stalk anybody. And I especially don't stalk, go after, seek out the attention of a white woman. I know what happened to Emmett Till. I'm sick of it. And I've reached out to Andre. I've said, Andre, let's sit down and talk. Let's stop this madness. He has not returned my call. I want him to work with us not be a race traitor. Be a race representative. And no, you shouldn't denounce Minister Farrakhan, but they're using Minister Farrakhan as a measuring stick. He calls himself, Brother Leonard says they're using him as a political football. See, I say that they're using him as a measuring stick. If we can get black people to denounce Farrakhan, then we can continue to control them, and we can get them to go to the African continent and fight African people so that white people, vibranium is the oil, the gold, the manganese, the copper. They'll be able to get black people to go to Africa and give their life so that white people can get our resources. Enough! We can't continue to do that. And so, Brother Minister, in all your getting, I'm praying that you will get this understanding. And maybe you don't know this. Maybe you don't know that Andre sponsored continually legislation that is killing African people, starving them to death. It's time for it to stop. And it's amazing. Is that right? So, that's my message on that issue. And I'm sick of it. It's time for us to start working together. And I think locally we can start working together with this Do for Self forum, because we are continuing to allow $300 million to be left on the table every year. There are 300,000 people of African descent in Marion County. If we evenly divided that 300 million, each one of that 300,000 would get $10,000. That's every man, woman, and child of African descent would get $10,000 every year coming into the household. So we don't have to be greedy. There's enough to go around. And see, if you get that $10,000, then you can get one of these mugs. I'm telling you, this is an official After the Naked Truth mug. And I'm telling you, look. Man, when you drink water out of this mug, it don't get no better than that. Go to Tom Slick TV, and Tom has 2 M's, TOMM, TomSlickTV.com. Click on my show, and you'll be able to find out the array of materials and items that we're offering. And we need your support on this show. We can't keep continuing to do this show without your support. And this is the naked truth. We're talking about coming together as a people, but we done took the gloves off. We ain't going to continue to support people just because they black and they're doing things that's anti the race. We need people that are loyal to the race. People were concerned about Stephen Clay and how he conducted himself on the city county council. I'm saying that I didn't necessarily like the way that he became president, but I like the strength that he displayed in becoming president. I'm wondering, and now we got Vop Osley, who's a Nigerian. Will he come to the table? Will he come to the forum tomorrow? Will he come and use the power of the city county council and his presidency to make them give us the set aside that we qualify for? Will he? We have invited him to come to the forum tomorrow. Haven't heard from him. We have invited Maggie Lewis. Haven't heard from him. We've invited Duke Oliver. He did give us some good information. He did. And hopefully he'll be there tomorrow. There's a possibility. But we got brothers who are multi-millionaires who's going to be at the meeting, have signed up, has told me they're going to be there. The question is, are you going to be there? Are you a black businessman or a black businesswoman? Don't you want to get your share of that $300 million? Don't you want to get qualified for the set aside so you can be justified in riding to the bank and getting qualified for that big old, and it don't have to be a loan, it be your money. I say your money. It is time for us to pull together. It is time for us to say, hey, let's quit leaving that money on the table. And it is time for us to support our brother. Where's this stuff at? Here it is. Bishop Bill Benjamin. Oh, for some reason I keep saying Bishop. Bishop in my mind. I saw Bishop the other day. He done the funeral for Tim Statton, and gave a hell of a word talking about Jesus wept. But I'm not talking about Bishop right now. I'm talking about Bill Benjamin. Served over 27 years with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, commander of the Southeast District, Deputy Chief of Criminal Investigations and Operations Division. But look at this, his objectives as sheriff of Marion County: reduce violent crimes in Marion County, run a humane and effective jailing system. Improve available medical and mental health services within the jail. Provide inmates serving extended sentences in the jail the opportunity to learn a trade. Did you hear that? To learn a trade while serving out their sentences. Sustain and motivate current deputies and staff by advocating for competitive salaries and improved benefits. Strict enforcement and diligent monitoring of the Marion County Sex Offender Registry to ensure safe communities. Now this is the one that we really need to take heed to. Reform the bidding system for awarding contracts with the Marion County Sheriff. Right now it's the old boy system. The Marion County Sheriff is part of the city budget. We can get our guy in there, and then when it comes time for contracts, we can not only get to 15%, we can get 100%. Are y'all listening to me? He's going to be at the forum tomorrow. He wants to work together to make it happen so that we understand that we don't have to be begging nobody for a job. If we go into business, we can give our people jobs. Dino, how you doing? I talked to the owner of Champion Chrysler and Jeep and Chrysler. He said that he hires at least eight brothers that have felonies on their record. He says they do an excellent job for him. We can widen that. See, my crime prevention program is to make millionaires out of us. And then we can employ us. We don't have to go to somebody else to employ us if we are getting that 15%. And that's just a pittance. There's a bigger pot that we can reach into. And we got to start locally. The biggest building starts with the first brick. We getting ready to throw the first brick, to lay the first brick, to lay the foundation. It's time. And see, I think, and I was talking to my wife about this. I think there's a thing called the Stockholm Syndrome. And when you look at that, that's what they said happened to Patty Hearst. She was with her oppressors so long that she started thinking like her oppressor. And so here it is, a rich a white girl going out robbing banks and shooting up hardware stores and things. I'm saying that we have done, we're suffering from the same thing. We've been under the oppressive arm of America so long that we have bought into America's oppression of us. That's what Andre is doing when you're talking about that he done sponsored legislation to starve to death innocent men, women, and children on the African continent. That's what he's doing when he's supporting a white woman who's on his staff that's accusing me falsely of stalking her. And Andre needs to come back to the neighborhood and let us know that he has not acted inappropriately toward any woman, to whereas that the Congress had to pay her to be quiet about how he acted toward her. I think that's only fair. And Minister Farrakhan, I'm asking you, my brother, with all due respect, and Lord knows I have a lot of respect for you. You won't see me denouncing you as long as you keep acting like you acting. But you said you're going to quit turning the other cheek. I'm saying, yeah, it's time. We have got to start calling out black people who are doing things against the interests of black people. In love. Not to destroy them, but to straighten them up. Not to knock them down, but to straighten them up. It's time for us to pull together. And I'm telling you, we can do that in getting together, getting our resources, and using them for our benefit. So tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Flanner House. If you haven't registered, and we got a bunch of people that have registered, go online, turnerforum.com. turnerforum.com. Look for the financial forum up in the upper right hand corner and click on that and register. Okay, it's about time for me to get out of here. You've been listening to Elder Mmoja Ajabut, your host for After Naked Truth. Unbought, unbossed, and unafraid. Truly unleashed to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. Y'all know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring that black man out of that Negro. I ain't concerned about them white folks, concerned that that black man is coming out of that Negro. Because it's time for us to stand up and stand together and get what we rightfully deserve in this world. You know I ain't got but one question for you. You ready?
Are you ready?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth.
truth.
You ready?
The name